This is my first YouTube video ever, but anyway, it's a video response to Dr. Leonard Horowitz, who made the video Mexican Flu Outbreak 2009 Special Report. The reason I thought it was important to make this video is because I think a lot of people see videos like this and they take them at face value without really thinking about the content of the video or who made the video and what their own motives might be. Well, I'd like to start by saying Dr. Leonard Horowitz is actually a dentist. He has no training in biology of viruses or genetics or a number of other things that he makes claims about. So the same way you wouldn't go to a foot doctor to treat you for cancer, I wouldn't go to a dentist to tell me about viruses or to recommend a cure to a viral infection, which is actually what he's telling. Which leads to the next point. Throughout the video, he's claiming that these drug companies are fear-mongering, that what they've done is they've released this virus to make people afraid and then so that they can sell their product. He's claiming that people are scaring you so that you will buy their product. In fact, that's exactly what Dr. Leonard Horowitz is doing here. You don't see it until the end, but at the end he promotes his own product, OxySilver, which is just silver oxide in water. That means it's tarnish suspended in water. There's no reason to even expect that this would have an immune system effect. So what he's doing is he is actually trying to sow fear in people of these drug companies. And I won't comment on whether or not, I think these drug companies have conspired to release this flu. There's a whole other video worth of material there. But even if they have, what this person is doing, what this dentist is doing, this entrepreneurial dentist is doing is he is claiming that there are all these reasons you should be very afraid of these drug companies, that their drugs don't work, and that the only way to be safe is to buy his product, OxySilver. He is doing exactly what he is accusing other people of doing. He is using fear to sell his product, and his product has no reason to believe it actually works. There's no studies backing it up, nothing. And this would just be immoral in a sort of a more benign sense. All he was doing was trying to sell a product. But the problem is, this sort of behavior has resulted in thousands or hundreds of thousands of deaths. The clearest example of this is in South Africa. AIDS deniers, people who claim that HIV is not the cause of AIDS, went to the South African president and they made their case that HIV doesn't cause AIDS and that companies trying to donate the antiretroviral drug AZT to South African countries to treat their people with was actually, it's a racist conspiracy. They told these people, the South African government, that AZT was a racist conspiracy against them and to not use it to treat their people who were HIV positive. The most easily documented effect this has had is by not giving this to pregnant women, it greatly increases the chance that they pass on HIV to their children. So what these AIDS deniers did is, and they didn't just go there and say, oh, don't do this. They also sold their own products, their own alternative remedies. So what you have is people who went to these countries to sell alternative remedies, and to do that, they convinced people that these pharmaceutical companies were is a conspiracy, and in doing so, they doomed thousands of children to be born HIV positive. And the vast scientific majority is in consensus that HIV does in fact cause AIDS. I think most people agree that. Whether or not they believe AIDS is some conspiracy, I'm, again, not going to comment on that. But the point is, these people who deny the efficacy of drugs and then do so that they can sell their own product, which has had much less testing, much less peer review, they are dooming people to allow themselves to become sick. These people are posing as professionals. A dentist does not know pharmacology. This guy has not taken a biochemistry class. I can tell he doesn't know anything about genetics because I studied genetics. He makes claims that don't make any sense, like about there being genetic markers that showed that this was a particular strain. He clearly doesn't understand basic genetics. And he clearly doesn't understand basic biochemistry when he makes claims about oxysilver. And I caution people to stop and realize, to think about these things, to do the research. Because when someone makes a claim on YouTube, for instance, look it up. Do the background research. This is a dentist we're talking about. This isn't a biochemist. He doesn't have a lab he works with. He's an individual selling a product. He did infomercials. This is not a person who I would trust to develop drugs. And it's important that people stop and they consider the source of their news. And again, the reason I felt I needed to make this video response is because people like this have caused hundreds of thousands of deaths. When you claim that you have a cure to something, and that not only do you have a cure, but that somebody else doesn't only not have a cure, but is conspiring to make you sick, you prevent people from seeking the help that could help them, and instead provide them with some elixir, which is essentially, that's all that oxysilver is. It's just a made-up solution. And these people are murderers. These people have caused thousands of children to be born HIV positive so that they could profit. This is a very well-documented conspiracy. These are things that very well have been shown to have happened. There is no question, there's no doubt. So consider the motivations of Mr. Horowitz. That's all. Thank you.